Hi, hello, welcome to 9th Standard English Medium Social Science classes. In this session, we are going to get the information about Economics lesson, chapter number 1, Natural Resource. The continued part, the subtopic Conservation of Resources. The rapid increase in resource use and their degradation result in serious problems to the mankind. We may not get pure water to drink, clean air to breathe. Many resources may be exhausted. The biodiversity may decline and the earth itself may become waste dump. How to address this issue? It can be done through conservation of resources. Conservation of natural resources means not to waste them but use them judiciously, so that there is a balance between nature and our use of natural resources. Conservation has been defined as the management of the biosphere for the benefit of the all life including humankind, so that it may yield sustainable benefit to the present generation while maintaining its potential to meet the needs and aspirations of the future generations. Adapting the 4R strategy for conservation of resources. Among that, number 1, reduce. Second one, reuse. And the third, recharge and regenerate. And the fourth one, research. Let's come to the what are the 4R strategy. Reduce. Reduce refers to minimizing the use of resources and their waste or trying to use less amount of any resource. It will also reduce pollution. For example, you can reduce air pollution by reducing the use of your vehicles. Reuse. This is a very simple but effective way to conserve resources. Every resource has not only alternative uses but can be used multiple times. For example, the water that used for bathing can be used for gardening. Waste paper can be converted into packaging material. Recharge and regenerate. This refers to taking steps to allow the resource to grow through conscious human efforts. All rainwater harvesting efforts recharge groundwater. Afforestation recharges tree stock and the biodiversity. Research. Researching ways to find renewable alternatives to non-renewable resources. Solar or wind energy is a renewable alternative to the energy we use. Here a checklist for some things we can do to conserve resources. So what are those conserve resources? Let's come to we'll get the information about those checklists. Purchase less stuff. That means use items as long as you can. Ask yourself if really need something new. Reduce excess packaging. For example, drink water from the tap instead of buying it in plastic bottles. Recycle materials like metal cans, old cell phones and plastic bottles. So we can make use of metal cans for growing of trees, like making a home gardening. Old cell phones making use of as a CC camera, and plastic bottles also we may use for decorative items, either using for the home gardening. Purchase products made from recycled materials. Keep air and water clean by not to polluting the environment. Plant new trees to replace ones that we cut down. Drive lesser, take public transportation, bicycle or walk. Conserve energy at home, for example, turning off lights when not needed. Turn off fan, either AC, when they are not using. So these are the checklists to conserve resources. The conservation aspect has been realized by all countries which have adapted the principle of sustainable development that seeks to achieve development in such a manner that the resources and environmental quality are conserved for use by future generations also. That means how much we are having the right to live on this earth, even the future generations are also have the right to live on this earth. So that how we the people received the earth, try to hand over to the coming generation. Reducing our ecological footprint. Given the limited resources of the planet Earth, how much pressure is the mankind putting on it? Is there any way to measure the overall impact of human activity on the Earth's environment? The World Wildlife Fund, WWF, has devised a measure called as the ecological footprint, which gives an idea about the extent of consumption of resources and waste generation by a country or by an individual in a country. This indicator is an estimate of the amount of space on the earth that an individual uses in order to survive using existing technology. This space includes the biologically productive land and water, area that produces the resources consumed by that individual, such as food, water, energy, clothing, and building materials. It also includes the amount of land and water required to assimilate the wastes generated by that person. In other words, the ecological footprint measures a person's demand on the biocapacity of the earth. WWF defines a country's ecological footprint as the sum of all the cropland, grazing land, forest and fishing grounds required to produce the food, fiber and timber it consumes to absorb the wastes emitted when it uses energy and to provide space for infrastructure. WWF's in its Living Planet report of 2014 found that in 2010, according to this report, the global ecological footprint was 18.1 billion global hectares or 2.6 global hectares per capita. Earth's total biocapacity itself was 12 billion. That means 1.7 per capita. This means that Earth's people needed 18 billion hectares of productive land. Imagine we have only the biocapacity of 12 billion, but we need 18 billion hectares of productive land in order to provide each and every person with the resources they required to support their lifestyle and to observe the wastes they produced. With only 12 billion global hectares available, it means that in 2010 people used about 50% more than natural resources than the planet could regenerate. That is 1.5 planets. If we continue living in the same way we have lived until now, we will exceed the Earth's power of regeneration, and in a few decades that the time we will need 5 more planet Earths in order to survive. Each one of us has ecological footprint and contribute to the enlarging of total footprint. Therefore, if the size of the ecological footprint is to be reduced, we have to make the beginning individually. Unless we start being aware of our own ecological footprint and do something about it, we cannot expect someone else to do that for us. The most important thing is to raise awareness about the issue, starting from ourselves and spreading the information to our closest ones. You will have a bigger influence on them than anyone or anything. For example, if you start recycling and tell your family why you are doing that, they will start recycling too and spread the news to the neighbors and other family members. It's a small and simple step to begin, but yet it can make a big difference and contribute a lot to reduction of ecological footprint. So let's come to the what can you do to reduce your ecological footprint. So here are some of the topics, subtopics it has been given to reduce our ecological footprint. For example, take it as a food. So while we are using food, buy organic food or locally grown produce. Have a kitchen garden. By doing this, you can cut down on pollution from shipping, fertilizers, packaging, etc. And your food is fresher. Bring your own bags to the store. Either it is a canvas or reuse plastic paper. Buy and eat fewer processed foods. Processed foods have been frozen, canned or packaged before coming to your table. Instead of drinking a juice box, eat a piece of fruit. Eat less meat and dairy. You can get protein from other resources too. Eat at home instead of ordering out. And the next one, reduce ecological footprint, that is energy and electricity. Put off all lights when not in use. Turn the air conditioner and heater off night. Get outside. Outside activities are fun and take less energy. Keep doors and windows shut when heating or cooling the house or a car. And the next one, to reduce your ecological footprint, that is transportation. Walk or ride your bicycle to school. Take public transportation. Carpool when where you are going too far to walk. And the next one, to reduce ecological footprint, creating less waste. Buy products with the least amount of packaging possible. Ask for no bag when you buy something you can carry without one. Recycle as much as possible. Mend things that are broken. Donate old items to someone who can use them. Buy items that can be used over and over. Reuse water bottles. And the next, to reduce your ecological footprint, very important, water. Turn off the tap while brushing your teeth. Don't pour toxics down storm drains. Run only full loads your dishwasher or washing machine. Put a brick in your toilet tank. It saves thousands of liters of water a year. Use Indian type, that is squatting toilets more. And the next, to reduce your ecological footprint in community. Educate people in the community about their ecological footprint and what they do can make it smaller. Join a group that works to make local rivers and stream healthier. Get involved with a recycling program. Do an energy audit of your school and see how it can save money and electricity. Try calculating your school's ecological footprint and get classes to work together. So thus were the simple steps we can make a big difference to conservation of resources and reducing our pressure on the environment. Because Mahatma Gandhi also said that be the change you want to see in others. So, and also he said that earth has enough to meet everybody's needs but not greed. So this is the lesson natural resources, and I will come up with new topic. Until bye bye, thank you very much.